This is Kelly Hill, technology reporter from RCR Wireless News. I'm here today with Claus Hetting. We are at WiFiNow 2016. Absolutely. And let's go through kind of a wrap-up of the day. It's been a busy day. We're on day 2.
Yeah, we've been super busy today, and we've had a lot of people here. We're always delighted about that. So today we focused on 2 areas. We had the analysts here. We had some fantastic analysts, including Craig Moffat, did a beautiful job in analyzing the future of the cable industry as far as Wi-Fi is concerned, and looking into how, for example, the 600 megahertz auction is going to play into this, and Comcast with a possible MVNO deal with Verizon. We talked about that at length, and I thought that was fantastic. And I think all our analysts, including Craig and our others, really believe that we need that Wi-Fi leg to stand on, because of the economics of what it means to be a wireless operator today. So I thought that was a great panel and great discussion. Then we had one of my favorite things that I really enjoy doing is we have so many great innovators here at WiFiNow. And you like that as well, the 10-minute pitch.
I did. They kind of each got 10 minutes or so to sort of talk about what they're doing. You had Speedify, the app that, looks at both Wi-Fi and LTE and sort of, chooses which is the best network. We had a lot of, sort of that question of LTE versus Wi-Fi. How do you set up a situation where you are on the best network for the least cost? We also saw that at the end of the day here as well.
Yeah, and we talked a lot about monetizing Wi-Fi. It's one of the big topics that we've covered now for years. I have to happy to report that the progress is being made, especially technically as well. And a company that I really like is Ragapa. They do in-browser injection, and they've got a lot of very cool ways of engaging consumers. We had here, one of the presentations that I really, really liked was from Extreme Networks. Yeah, so they do the NFL, essentially, NFL stadiums, 10 of them, and they're the official analytics provider. So we had how did you find that? I thought that was
I thought that was fantastic. It really sort of, bridged, I think, a lot of gaps in terms of, okay, how do you use this? You're using Wi-Fi to provide an experience to people that they can't get at home, even over their own Wi-Fi. And, so you're providing something that's location specific, time specific, event specific, and you're using the analytics, to learn more about your customer base. I thought some of the things like, letting people know, okay, it's going to take you 10 minutes to get to your seat. You've got, 15 minutes before the game starts, you're 10 minutes out from, the section where your ticket is. I thought also that the concept of, recognizing somebody's buying habits, in terms of, okay, this person always orders a hot dog at the beginning of the third quarter, and potentially being able to automate that, I think is a really interesting concept that, again, talks about monetization.
Yeah, absolutely. I think these are really good practical examples of what you can do. And of course, the NFL might be the pinnacle of how to engage fans, because that's, obviously a high ticket item, especially here in the United States. But we're also seeing some of the same principles, being applied to retail and to other types of venues where people want to engage the people coming into the venue in an intelligent way, right? And I think Wi-Fi is really making huge strides towards that. So we're delighted about that. And we're delighted also, Kelly, that you're here to help us, because my brain sometimes melts down a little bit with all these people and everything. But it's been great to have you here.
It's been great to be here. I want to go back just quickly to yesterday, because I thought that the panel at the end of the day, I think really brought some interesting things to the discussion. And this was about affordable access and, serving underserved markets, and providing people, and also monetizing Wi-Fi in a way that's profitable, that, may not necessarily be, a business model that jumps out at most businesses. So let's talk a little bit about that panel.
So this is the thing that we really wanted to highlight yesterday, and I think the speakers we had really did a great job and represent some fantastic projects out there. So the idea is that you can use Wi-Fi, and in some cases not. For example, TV white space technology, Microsoft talked about that, among others. But you can use fundamentally Wi-Fi and available bandwidth for backhaul, or spectrum for backhaul, to provide really, really low cost services to consumers in Africa and India, and also in some places in the United States that are underserved. So it's actually a universal problem when you get away from cities in Western markets, but certainly also, of course, in emerging markets where there are, I think it's 40% of the world that's still not online, right? So these people do a fantastic job, and we're talking about $2 or $3 a month.
Yes.
That's the what they can afford. And for example, Jim Forster was here yesterday. He does the African India project, and he's doing it, but he's doing it for a profit, even at that level. Did you find that impressive?
I did. It was Mwingu and Erjaldi.
Yep.
And to be able to, he talked about training a local workforce. So there's some economic development that's going into this. I would love to see the equipment that they have, because it sounds like it's probably an interesting approach there in terms of trying to find the stuff that's the least expensive.
Yes.
That can be utilized in some environments that are pretty challenging.
Yeah, exactly. So they're using consumer electronics, pretty much the cheapest they can get. And there was a story of putting a very cheap indoor Wi-Fi access point inside of a bucket to protect it from the rain and things like that.
Yeah.
But they do this, and they know it's not going to last, but it lasts maybe a year, and then long enough, and it works. And it's a fantastic thing when you can actually get out to communities that have not, don't have internet access and only have a couple of dollars to spend a month, right? So, and under tremendously difficult circumstances, do they work in these markets? And I think it's just heroic, a piece of bravery that they actually do it. And
they're profitable.
And they're profitable as well. So that was really good. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that was a great segment yesterday.
Yeah. Great. All right. Well, thanks so much, Claus. And on to day 3.
Thank you, and on to day 3, exactly. Yeah. Actually, in fact, I was just going to thank you again for coming on. But day 3, we've got carriers here. We've got Time Warner Cable, and we've got Starry, a fantastic startup.
Who was mentioned today.
So they're possibly super disruptive with millimeter wave broadband beamed into your home. And we've got David Morgan from Republic Wireless is going to talk tomorrow. We've got Boingo on the panel. T-Mobile is here. We've got Commissioner Rosenworcel that I'm going to interview. I'm just a little bit nervous about that, but that'll be fine. And lots of other stuff coming up tomorrow. So we're delighted, and there's going to be 330, 40 people here tomorrow. Yeah. So we're happy about that.
Okay. Well, onward and upward.
Exactly. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.
Thanks.